that was going on or whatever, when she was on her way to Jaguar, and and then all of a sudden the sister-in-law popped up in the chat, and I'm normally on the panel a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with the host, and she was like caught off guard, like she like went for a blank, and then she was like, Taylor, come up here and help me, and I was like, oh, okay. So first and foremost, her name is not Legina, it's Angela. She's a twin. The same day that she got out the mental institution is the same day that she was interviewing with Sean and King Payne that first time.
And Sean didn't even know she'd been in the hospital until the middle of that interview.
No. I was in another live last night with the Sugar Love, and she like we did like a synopsis on Angela, and we were going back into her, because she's a content creator, and we was looking through her stuff, and that girl, she's smart. She got a high IQ, but just because you are paranoid schizophrenic, that doesn't mean that you're stupid. And so basically,
it's a social disability, not an intellectual disability.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what
Umar Johnson taught me that.
Yeah. So what offset her episode is the fact that she lost her job. So I guess she was like pretty much independent, used to having her car and her home or whatever. And instead of like reaching out to her family for help, she didn't know how to handle it, and she started unraveling and started saying that Aaliyah was her mama. And I think that her losing her car, she became obsessed by, the stuff that she already was getting into, and the stuff that Jaguar spews out her fat ass mouth. The girl basically became a follower of her. She and she already, I think, was worshiping Aaliyah in a sense. All those pictures she's drawing, that's taking a lot of time. So I just say that to say that they're looking for her. Her family's looking for her. They care about her. Her brother is like, he want her to call him. She won't call. And this is just all about money. Like, instead of facing her financial ruins, I guess she said, fuck it. I'm viral. She went viral 2 weeks ago. But, she was being evicted. So she only had so much time. And when she got out the hospital, the same day she got out the hospital, her place, the door, it was open because she had been evicted, and it had an eviction notice on the door. So she was already evicted. So she did that live from her apartment, upon which she could have been arrested had the landlord came. Hi, Shanna. She know a lot of dirt about Jaguar too.
I'm sorry, y'all. If
no, you're fine. I was just muting you as you came in. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm gonna unmute you in just a second. Okay. I just want to give her a chance to finish what she's saying, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And, so Ladina, although I do think that she does suffer from mental illness, yes, but she's aware. She's not at the point where she's ready to harm herself or harm another person. She's stable, which lets you know she's basically running with the lie, and you have somebody that's feeding the lie. Okay, so basically this is a disaster waiting to happen. When all the lights go dim and your 15 minutes runs out, what's going to happen with this girl? That's my concern. And Jaguar, I know your bitch ass is probably watching this. You're going to fucking jail, bitch.
She's going to have to go to jail.
You're going to jail.
She's going to have to.
You need to send that girl home.
These are the same exact behaviors of pimp. My mom.
She a pimp.
When I was a little girl from Hollywood, and we would ride on the bus, and we would ride from Pasadena to Hollywood, and she would show me girls on the bus who obviously had just got put out their mom and daddy's house or whatever, and she'd be like, they're gonna go down to Hollywood, or they're gonna be at a bus station, and a man is gonna roll up and be like, honey, you hungry? What you need? My mama and daddy they told me, if any man ever roll up to you and ask you for help, This is why you know how to change your tire. This is why you know how to change your oil. This is, you understand? Because this woman is pimping her. Shana, you ready for me to? I'm gonna unmute you.
He was also.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He was also on the panel too to interview.
Yeah.
Did you want to come up, Red Label? You've been nominated.
See. Well, no, I like anyway, I said, I apologize, and if I was gonna say I apologize, and if I do drop down, that means I'm walking in the house. I'm literally coming from grocery shopping, and I just wanted to because I this has really gotten to me, especially when I saw them two together. I was like, she done went and got that baby. And, it really got to
on
me.
A Greyhound. On a Greyhound.
Huh?
From Detroit to Texas on a Greyhound.
Yeah, from Detroit to Dallas. That is a long ride.
We know you can't fly Jaguar, but goddamn.
Exactly. So when I saw, like when they went live earlier, I kept saying, like, Angela, if you, I'll call it by her first name. I'm like, Angela, if you, want to reach out to me, I can come get you. I'm like, I can come get you. I will put you somewhere safe. I will make sure that you get proper help. I'm like, I will stay with you while you're getting that help. Just let me come, get you. I'm here in Dallas. So I was up on another panel yesterday, and they let Jag come up. And, I mean, I kind of exploded. But I just, went at Jag with everything I had, with every bit of information that I had. And she denied none of it. She just, the look on her face when I was dropping street names and names of people I know, and she was looking at me like, and then I became all kind of B's and H's and everything else, and all, but you're not denying it. And I told her, I said, I know where you are. I said, you off in a motel in Fort Worth off of Lancaster and Hayes. I said, I know exactly where you are. And I was like, I'm calling the police. So after I calmed down, and I apologize, everybody. The first people I called was Dallas PD. I said, this person I believe is taking advantage of it. I said, now the individual is grown. I'm like, so what steps do I need to take? So Dallas PD said, well, do you know what county they're? I believe they're in Dallas County or they're in Tarrant County. And they said, okay, we can get both counties involved, and then we get adult protective services involved.
You're breaking up.
Once I got
That's my fault. I had to jump into another tab. I'm sorry.
Hello?
I had to jump into another tab to get a phone number, and it's messing with the connection. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead. You back.
Once I got...
You good?
I said, okay. I said once I got into contact with Dallas PD, I had an detective give me a call back, and he's like, tell me the situation. So I explained it to him. I said, well, that has to do with social media. I was like, but this woman has put this young lady on the bus who is very mentally disturbed. I'm like, and I believe that she's in grave danger, and I'm like, I need somebody to go check on her and get to her. And they said, well, how old is she? And I said, well, she's over 21. And they said, well, did she come willingly? And I was like, no, she's being manipulated. So that's when they put me in touch with Adult Protective Services in Dallas County and in Tarrant County. And they said, well, do you have an exact location? And I said, well, you can check these 3 locations. I said, this is what these individuals look like. I directed them to, they said, well, do you have the social media pages? I directed them to the social media pages. I directed them to the pages I found on Angela on Facebook. And I was like, I said, if anybody can get in contact with her, if anybody can find her, reach out to her. I'm like, that girl, I said, she is in danger. I said, she's with some dangerous individuals. I said, that young lady is with individuals who will possibly do things to her, maybe put her in trafficking, because the area in Fort Worth that she's in, is known for high prostitution. Like, you can't walk down the street without 3 or 4 cars stopping you, like, hey, you want to do such and such. And
I've been there.
And that breaks my heart. And so it moved me to actually call the police. I'm like, well, you know what? She's here. Let me see what I can do. So when she was in the chat earlier, when she was on live earlier, I said, Angela, if you want to get away, find a way to contact me on Instagram. My name is the same on Instagram. Find a way to contact me. If you want, I will come get you. I said, Jag cannot come back. She cannot step foot in Dallas. You will be safe here. I will take you to the hospital. I will stay with you until you get help. And I kept repeating that over and over and over and over and over, because I want her to know that if, she does, if she ever gets to the point where she is totally afraid, she can go back and go, okay, I remember somebody told me to reach out to them. Let me see if I can remember who it was or whatever. And I'm just hoping that, I get a DM from her one day and she tells me like, hey, I'm at, Fort Worth Transit Center, or I'm at, this bus stop. And I'm like, okay.
Jag got her phone.
Yeah,
she texting her family.
Texting the family.
She got her phone. She's saying they're not reaching out to her, but how you know? Because she got her phone.
Right. And see, that's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is, I don't want to bug the family. Like, I don't want to, I'm pretty sure they're getting bombarded with messages. And the last thing I want to do is send them a message like, hey, this is me. I contacted the police, whatever, because I know they're getting bombarded. I know left and right, people are calling them and contacting them, because of her. And it's like, I want to know more information about Angela, so I can give to, the detectives, I can give to Dallas PD, to Adult Protective Services, and to, the Fort Worth Constable, so they can, be on the lookout for her, and, and if they happen to run into her, my thing is, they were like, well, if she goes to the hospital, like, there's a hospital out Fort Worth, like, look, if she goes to JP Hospital, if she comes out to Dallas, and, if she goes to Parkland, and they're like, do you know her real name? And I said, well, this is her name, but these are the aliases that she goes by. And I'm like, the girl believes that she's Aaliyah's mom. And I remember when I said that to the first cop that called me, she was like, what did you say? I said, yeah. I said, the girl believes she's Aaliyah's, that Aaliyah is her mom. And she's like, oh, she's delusional. I was like, yes. I said, and the person that she's with is feeding her delusions. I was like, it's getting worse. And I'm
her
afraid.
husband is too. Goomba talking about, oh yeah, you do look like.
Yeah. I let them know, and that's all I can do at this point. I mean, I did what I just did what I thought was right. That was all I did. I did nothing more. I did what I thought was right, because I know what kind of person she's dealing with. She's dealing with drug addicts, and drug addicts will do the worst. They will do the worst to get their fix. And it's funny,
and there really is no honor. There's no honor among thieves. There is. No. And all three of these people are clout chasers, opportunists, niggas.
But understand this. Legina planned this. She choreographed.
She manifested this.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, from the point of when she said, I wanted to go viral. She wanted to get in contact with Jaguar. Okay, the girl, like the lady put up on the in the chat, she has a high IQ. Let's not forget, she's not stupid. She's far from stupid. So Jag don't know what she has in her house. She could turn around and Jaguar could be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and see you back home. I'm having second thoughts, and be like, well, you do that. I'm going to call the police and say that y'all been making me have sex with y'all.
And she already violent. If you hear her talk,
bring that?
She's violent. The girl already said what happened with her and her sister-in-law, and couldn't really tell the whole story, and finally got to the both questions were asked. But she's violent.
Very.
And they all violent. Everybody in that house got a mental illness. I feel bad for Sam.
Yeah, I think your sister-in-law was trying to, didn't want to, like bash her or anything. She just wanted to let her know, like, hey, we
she's
looking
speaking for the family.
You, like, Yeah, she was speaking up for the family. Like, what's that? What the fuck? Like, this is not
Mhm.
right. Like, you done
And can I
lost your
say
damn
something?
mind.
Can I say something? I
Hmm.
recently had a friend who went missing. Coming from South
Mhm.
Africa to America, she came up missing, and her African family was afraid to say anything. I had
Mm.
to help find her. I had to use this to find her, and I didn't even know this girl. Her parents were afraid to talk to the
Mm.
police. You got to remember, Africans are told a certain type of thing. First of all, about Black Americans, about the
Mhm.
Yeah.
police. Far, far, far away from it. Her parents will stay home and pray
Mhm.
before they'll get out and do something about it. They just, you notice that in this country, they just kind of lay low. They stay
Yeah.
out of the way. And so
Mhm.
I'm afraid that her family is in that mindset and therefore not pushing hard enough. But I have a question for y'all that I had to write down. What do you think would happen if her family went and said, we want her to come home?
She's just gonna
This
have to oblige if they get the laws involved.
exactly.
She's gonna
Her
have to go
family,
home.
yeah, her family would have to file for what adult protective services told me that if the family, if they told me that if they did find the family and if they reached out or anything like that, the family would have to file some kind of involuntary confinement or something. I forgot what they called it, but it would be a way to
It's
say
got to be
that
severe
she,
too.
yeah, that she's incompetent, basically. And with her being incompetent, they
And
they
then
they need
come
to
to
have.
find out,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And then come to find out, she's registered as a paranoid schizophrenic. So in the story about her being followed and her swerving over in her car just the other day,
That's
her
me on
car has
sativa.
been repossessed. Huh?
That's me on sativa.
Girl, her
Yeah.
car been repossessed. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? She's like a hermit. Like the shit is crazy. This
It
shit is
is.
crazy, and it's like she manipulated Sean, she manipulated King Payne, and I think the day after that first interview, her and Jaguar stayed in contact and plotted together, or they may have plotted beforehand. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But they put their heads together, and then that next day, plan went into action. And
Yeah.
basically, people are just worried about this girl's safety because everybody knows that this is not good. This is not going to end well. It's not a safe situation. Jaguar,
Not at all. And
I
it's
don't
and
know who's giving you any type of money anymore on the Cash App, sweetheart. You
oh,
would have
people
to
are
come back
still
with a
She talking
map.
about,
The
y'all didn't
people
hear her
fuck?
talking
people
about
are
some
still.
every dollar
Nobody is
helps.
fucking with
Every
you.
dollar helps. Doing
You
the
know
15
what?
cent a day.
You know what? Everybody that sends them money is complicit in whatever happens to Angela. Anybody that
They're
ever sends
trafficking
her
too.
money,
They're
anybody
participating
that
in the
ever sends
trafficking.
her money,
Hmm.
they are
That's
complicit in
trafficking,
what
though.
happened to her.
What's her TikTok? I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
I
know. Did she
can't.
still have one?
It might be
No,
under
they let her come back.
Legina Gold. Legina Gold.
Yeah, Regina. It might be under
I'm trying to see
Regina
if I can
Gold, right?
share
It
it. I
might be
don't
under
have a
Regina
TikTok
Gold.
account. Me
Hmm?
and China don't get along. Um, I don't need you
And
tracking
it's
everything I do. Let
and
me see
it's
if I
I
can
bad
share it.
because and it's bad because when Jag takes this girl to her mom's house, over in Cedar Hill, DeSoto, her mom is probably gonna be like, "Who is this? Like, what's this?"
Her mama gonna be like,
And
another one?
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. And she's already and see, I don't know if anybody has noticed, Jag is calling her. She keeps calling Angela baby
Baby
girl.
girl.
That was Aaliyah's
That's
name.
pimp say.
That was Aaliyah's
Said
name. She's doing that on purpose. She's doing
To
that
fuck
on
that's
with
that
purpose.
mind
people.
fucking. That's that mind fucking triggering shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Hmm.
disrespectful.
exactly what she's doing.
That's
She is mind. That's
disrespectful.
exactly what she's doing. She is mind
And
screwing
see,
that. Look, she is mind screwing her. And it's
and now everything. I'm sorry, but piece this. Sean Davy Way has washed his hands of basically, I guess, like, with bringing Jaguar up on his panel, and King Bane is basically shut his shit down. So who gonna help her keep bringing that girl up and listening to that bullshit? People
But y'all don't realize that was
want you to
Jaguar's
do
plan
the
from the
right
start.
thing.
yeah,
Sean said
Yeah,
him
that was
and
her
Jaguar
plan.
and King Payne had a meeting. Now they had
yep,
I have a media degree. I know what a producer meeting sounds like. They didn't have her in the meeting. They didn't
nope,
bring the talent
Yes,
into the meeting.
ma'am.
no.
They had a meeting
Mhm.
about how they were going to handle her,
Thank you.
and Sean was going to be there as moral support to keep
Mm-hmm.
things in order, and they were
Yep.
going to interview her on Philadelphia. So when I said, you guys had already planned how you were going to exploit this girl, I guarantee you she
Yep.
wasn't in on the meeting.
No.
See,
And
because
when
Nene
and
Leakes
when
started
No.
getting smart enough to say, I need to be in on every meeting. Nene Leakes got smart enough to put in her contract that she was going to be
exactly,
Right.
in the production meeting.
exactly. And when I heard Sean say that, my heart dropped because I thought better of him. I really did. Now,
I stopped
hey,
thinking better of him when he put up those fake pictures of the fake fire and then smiled about it. Now, I said I wasn't going to attack the host, but when
yeah,
he said he
that
Oh,
takes
you mean
responsibility for this, the fake fire,
you mean
without the car,
scam one,
that
scam two, scam
yeah,
three that didn't work,
yeah,
that we
but this
then
one
called
did.
us stupid for debunking the proof he put up. That's when I lost
exactly.
a lot
Right.
of, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I lost a lot of
Sean,
respect.
I lost when he said that. That was the end of it for me. Now, Payne, I never really rocked with him like that because he just seemed kind of off. He didn't. He seemed like he's
I
the
used
one.
to I used to moderate for him, and he's
Yeah, I
changed so
remember.
much. Yeah, sweetie, and he's changed so much, and it's sad to watch him. But you know what? You get what you give.
Yeah,
He brought this shit on himself because he got up there and he want to be all prideful and talk his shit and talk to his supporters crazy behind this unhinged bitch. And
yeah,
she just that's your platform. It took you how long just to get to 20,000? I remember when you was only at like 2,500 people. You know
exactly.
what I mean? And you just now getting to damn near 20,000, and you gonna let her fuck your shit up like this to have in his dating show? He been had this idea, and he been had put it
And she
together.
stole.
It was supposed to be launched like around November, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's something going on with her site. Tell her about that, Shauna.
Oh,
With that Philadelphia, do
scammer,
not subscribe.
Scamadella.
You mean the template website? They don't even have a builder. They didn't even have the
Yeah,
respect in their own business to
Scamadelphia.
have a builder.
No, that website
Yeah.
is owned by the state. That
That's
domain
the
is
one
owned by
thing
the
we
state of
won't
Texas.
say. We will not, because this woman has purported that defamation of character, which means we've damaged her business, but she keeps saying the name of her business. I won't say the name of her motherfucking business.
No,
Because if you're saying that
that,
I've damaged your business by saying the things I've said about you, stop saying the name of your motherfucking business. I
right.
won't say it.
No, no, that website is owned by the state of Texas. Because she didn't pay the
Fuck
domain.
that
Yeah,
business.
Okay. I own digital real estate. I saw that coming. You have to renew. That first year they will give you for free.
Right. Gone, sis.
and it's
I can't tell you how many clients have called me talking about my website is down.
And
No,
then
it's
it-
not. You didn't pay.
Mm.
yep. She never paid the
Well,
domain. So
and
the thing.
it's like it's
Oh no, go ahead.
it's Armand.
Dummy.
Him and Armand they're like childhood friends. Like I think they were like best friends like in middle school or something like that. But they were they've
for
been
real?
friends. Like they're both content creators now. But it's like what they do. It seems like it's like a competition almost. Like it's mirroring, and it's like he been windmilling for Armand. Whoever Armand don't like, he talk about the person so bad, and that's what made me step away or whatever, because he would like say that it's an exclusive, and then he'll be talking about the person to a degree that was like distasteful for me. Like, I didn't want to be hearing all that, or I didn't want my name, or to be on a platform associated with that.
You broke up just a little bit.
Yeah, you
There we
breaking
go.
up, honey.
Like, what the fuck, huh? I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me now?
yeah.
Okay, I'm like, yeah, I asked him, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why you letting her come on here and then she get to telling these stories and shit like that? Didn't nobody come here to see her? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I don't want to be modding listening to this bitch. I do scams, man. She hitting up
But you
these
gotta
channels.
understand. You gotta understand, and forgive me for entertaining and for interrupting you. But the reason
No
why
problem.
I know a lot of what you guys are talking about, but the reason I don't even comment on it is because when I was in college, and I said this on Saturday night, when I was studying my degree in broadcast, we were taught you make the news, you don't be the news.
That's right.
So we don't wallow. You won't see Bryant Gumbel arguing with Oprah.
Nope, not at all.
Because we make the news, we don't be the
Right,
news. Even though I know
and
all of what you guys are talking about and I got an opinion about all of it, I don't defend or get into it with anybody. There have been YouTubers that have started beef with me, and you know what I did?
What?
Pay them dust.
Talk. I let them talk and I make content. I let them talk and I make
Exactly.
content non-related.
I was gonna address Nikki Storm. She said I saw I
Yeah,
was on the
but that's
platform
the
and you
thing.
were
I'm
telling
like,
that. Yeah.
you're just. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, go
man,
ahead.
I've been letting Jackass have it. You know what I'm saying? It has become
Me
personal for
too.
me
I
because I seen
had
this
to.
shit coming.
My
When she did that to Nosy,
yeah.
it's like she's a cutthroat bitch. That's another thing which makes her dangerous. You piss her off, she
She
don't
is.
give a fuck. She will drop Angela off somewhere at the Greyhound bus station and keep it pushing. Fucking with a
Yep.
Jaguar. She's not to be trusted. And so that's what makes her dangerous as well. You know what I'm saying? And then you could tell she's under her control. She likes that because she's a narcissist.
Exactly. She is. She is. Oh my God. I can't even. It's so much, and that, like I said, and that's why when I had the chance to, when they were like, oh yeah, Jag want to come up, my blood just, I went from 0 to like 1,000,000 in a second,
You sure
and
did.
I just was like, oh no, I'm about to let her have it. I'm about to let her have it publicly, so everybody knows that what I've been saying for the past few weeks is true. That I know this bitch, and I'm finna call her out on everything. That's why I let everything ride. And she couldn't deny me on nothing. She just was like, "Oh shit, this bitch really do know me." And it was, it was refreshing, but at the same time, it was sad because I'm like, I let her take me out of my character because that's not my character. That's not how I am every day. And that's why I was like, you know what? That's why I apologize, everybody. I was like, I'm sorry.
You could only take so much. She coming on there talking shit to people, telling them what they need to be doing, and act like it's our responsibility to help her with the situation that she decided to put her motherfucking business in.
Let me tell you something. If you would steal from your mama, you would hurt anybody. I'm sorry. But
if you would take your son's ashes and throw them on people and throw them all in the fucking air all over people, then you would do anything to anybody. That bitch don't give a fuck about nobody or herself.
No. I said if you could steal from your mama, baby, you would do the grimiest shit in the world. I was like,
Look,
that's your mom.
She put a gun to her husband's head and said, "You are of no more use to me."
I know. And he stays with her. And
you have
that's
a man
why,
who you picked up off the street who couldn't even get access to his own income.
yeah.
See, some women love men that ain't shit because they like to pick them up, mold them. She's a pimp.